George Russell was supposed to be the chosen one, groomed by Mercedes, mentored by Lewis Hamilton, and elevated to carry the legacy of the Silver Arrows into a new era. But now, despite being the face of the team in a post-Hamilton world, Russell finds himself waiting for a contract extension that still hasn't come, waiting for a team that seems to be looking the other way. And behind this unsettling delay lies a name that explains everything: Max Verstappen. Earlier this year, a ripple shook the paddock. Whispers of Verstappen potentially leaving Red Bull surfaced, and suddenly, Toto Wolff, the same man who called Russell the future of Mercedes, was holding secret talks with Max. Let's be clear, Verstappen has since reaffirmed his Red Bull loyalty through 2026. But that brief moment of uncertainty revealed something far more telling. It wasn't just about exploring options, it was about Mercedes entertaining a new vision, a future in which Russell might not even exist. What stings even more is the silence. Silverstone came and went, a perfect moment to announce a extension and celebrate Russell as the new leader of the team. Instead, nothing, not even a hint of commitment. Just Russell, standing on his home turf, knowing full well that behind the scenes, conversations were happening about replacing him. That's not just poor timing, that's personal. Toto Wolff claims there's no rush, that there's mutual trust. But how can Russell trust a team that openly admits they were negotiating with his potential replacement? Every day that passes without a contract confirms what Russell already fears. Mercedes is keeping their options open. And when your team isn't fully committed to you, it's only a matter of time before cracks begin to form, not just in the relationship, but in your self-belief. Let's not pretend this is just about talent. George Russell is fast, blisteringly fast. He's one of the best qualifiers on the grid, delivers under pressure, and has repeatedly dragged an underperforming Mercedes to results it didn't deserve. Since Lewis Hamilton's departure, he's become the emotional and technical anchor of the team. And yet, the narrative around him is shifting, not because of his performance, but because of strategy. Politics, calculated chess moves by the Mercedes brain trust on in Toto Wolff's mind. This isn't betrayal, it's business. Max Verstappen is a once-in-a-generation driver, and if Mercedes believes they'll have the best engine under the 2026 regulations, pairing it with the best driver becomes a seductive proposition. So, they play the long game. A 1+1 contract for Russell. Keep him close, but not too close. Enough to rely on him in the short term, but never fully commit in case Max changes his mind come 2027. But that's not leadership, that's insurance. You don't inspire loyalty by treating your driver like a contingency plan. Russell isn't a stopgap. He's the product of years of investment, of trust, of shared goals. And now he's being asked to sit tight while the team that raised him openly courts someone else. It's a dangerous game Mercedes is playing, because even if Verstappen does join in 2027, what message does that send to future talents like Andrea Antonelli? That loyalty counts for nothing. That all it takes is a rumor, and you're expendable. George Russell has been nothing but professional, but make no mistake, he knows what's happening. And the longer Mercedes delays, the more that professionalism turns into resentment. He's not just waiting for a signature. He's waiting for respect. If Mercedes thinks they hold all the cards, they're mistaken. George Russell may be in limbo now, but his value on the market is sky high. Teams are watching. Aston Martin, Cadillac, even Audi, they all see what's happening and they're ready. If Russell walks away from Mercedes, he won't be unemployed, he'll be unleashed. The situation with Aston Martin is particularly intriguing. With Honda's power units arriving in 2026 and a boatload of ambition, they're positioning themselves to challenge for titles. Fernando Alonso is their spiritual leader now, but at 44 in 2026. How long can that last? If Russell becomes available, Aston wouldn't hesitate to push Alonso toward retirement and build a new future around George. For Russell, this wouldn't just be a fresh start. It would be a statement. A declaration that he won't sit around waiting to be someone's second choice. He could be the face of a rising force, leading development, bringing experience, and showing Mercedes exactly what they threw away. And it wouldn't be just about revenge, it would be strategic. If Aston gets their package right, Russell could find himself winning races while Mercedes flounders, waiting on Verstappen. This is the quiet power Russell holds. He may not have made a move yet, but make no mistake, he's not cornered. He's calculating. And if Toto Wolff continues treating him like a backup plan, George might just blow up the entire plan himself. Max Verstappen looms over this entire saga like a specter. Even when committed to Red Bull, his mere presence alters the future of other drivers, and Mercedes knows it. That's why Wolff admitted what many suspect. Yes, they talked to Max. Yes, they considered what 2027 might look like with him in silver. And yes, that has changed the energy inside the team. But here's the catch. 2027 is a gamble. There are no guarantees Verstappen will leave Red Bull. There are no guarantees that Mercedes will dominate the new engine era. Betting everything on that one outcome is like playing roulette with your team's future. And in the process, they're destabilizing the very core of their current structure. Russell has delivered everything Mercedes could have asked for, and in return he's being told, "You're not Max, but Mercedes may be What happens if they lose Russell and still don't get Max? Then what? Antonelli unproven. Another outside hire, risky suddenly. You've gone from a stable foundation to a complete rebuild. This is where the emotional weight of the story comes in. Russell isn't just another driver. He's symbolic of what Mercedes used to be, a team that nurtures talent, builds trust, and dominates with loyalty. If that culture is dying in the name of short-term glory, then maybe Russell walking away is exactly what needs to happen for him and for Mercedes. The 2027 season feels distant, but the decisions made right now will define it. George Russell and Toto Wolff are locked in a silent standoff. One wants commitment, the other wants flexibility. One wants to build a future, the other wants to keep the door open for Max. The truth is, neither can afford to blink. Russell may say he's focused on the season, that there's no pressure. But behind those calm words is a man drawing a line. He won't accept another year of being uncertain. He's seen what Mercedes did to Valtteri Bottas. He won't let the same thing happen to him. And if Wolff thinks George will fold under pressure, he's misreading the man completely. At the same time, Toto Wolff knows what's at stake. Letting Russell go now only to miss out on Verstappen later would be catastrophic. It would be the biggest managerial blunder since Nico Rosberg's shock retirement left Mercedes scrambling. So what happens now? Maybe Russell extends with conditions. Maybe Mercedes signs him but keeps the Verstappen door slightly ajar. Or maybe just maybe Russell makes a bold exit, forces Mercedes into crisis mode, and rewrites the narrative entirely. The question we all need to ask is simple. Do you want to be someone's backup plan, or do you want to be the reason they never needed one? Russell has that choice. And if you were in his shoes, what would you do? Let us know in the comments below. If you're as invested in this unfolding drama as we are, hit that subscribe button, and don't miss what could be the most explosive driver market shift Formula One has seen in years.